And a big thanks to Karen Carlos for her help. Great. Without the Convention Oversight Committee, well, we wouldn't have a convention, because I'm not going to plan it. Let's see. Now, this is our convention secretary, Mr. Bukovich. He has served as the LPCO secretary for several years. He has been an excellent secretary, and we are so thankful to have him. Our credentials committee chair is Eric Butel. Mr. Butel, thank you so much for your hard work credentialing this morning. I know it wasn't exactly easy. Now we need to appoint our convention officials. So, do we have a timekeeper?
I can type you there.
Perfect, thank you so much. And your name?
Josh.
Josh Mitchell. And you understand the process of timekeeping. I mean, it's rather self-explanatory. Yep, perfect, thank you.
Do I get your last name spelling?
It's like pretzel and then METZEL.
Now the teller team. I have lots of gavel options since I left hard at home with a lot of other things. So the teller team, do we have the teller team ready to go? Thank you, Mr. Lamb, Mayor Lamb. And Sergeant at Arms. Thank you.
Eric Joss.
That's right, Eric Joss, for the record.
J-O-S-S?
Yes.
Eric, you said?
Yep.
We are ready to move on to the credentials report. Mr. Butel? Yep.
We have 41 delegates on the floor. Andy, can you bring up the spreadsheet and make sure that everyone that should be registered as a delegate is marked?
Yep. How are we doing on the projector over there, guys? Okay. I'm gonna read names real quick, only 41 look at these real quick. If you hear where I'm getting to you alphabetically, you don't hear your name, just leave a note, and I'll ask for the answers. So we got Dave Atkin, James Beadham, Nick Bennett, Anna Bennett, Mason Bishop, Ashley Duss, Gus Cantavero, Jennifer Coop, Joe DiBiasio, Jessica Pensky, Cal Fury, Andrew Gitzendanner, Anna Goodman, Karen Ann and Wayne Harlows, John Dershman, Douglas Jones, Eric Joss, Aaron King, Aaron Lamb, Keith Wall, Jacob Loria, Mark Montoni, Emily Ricci, Justin Savoy, Daniel Shinsky, Sean Batney, Michael Vance, Brandon Moore, James Williams, James Wiley, Kyle Rupp, Janet Turner, Mario Ricci, Seth Levy, Andrew Bukovich, Eric Giltel, Emily Platania, Winrich Cruz, Lucas Baumgartner, Josh Lowell.
Does that sound correct to the delegates? No.
Someone like a motion to accept the credentialing report?
I so move.
Second?
The motion has been made and seconded.
Second.
Is there any objection to accepting the credentials report? Hearing none, that passes. So, declaration of forms. We gotta wait just a moment.
So we have 41 credentials.
So we have 41 delegates, 28 is a 2/3, and 22 is a majority. So approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion we approve the agenda?
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion to approve the agenda and a second. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the agenda is passed.
Who was that? Who was that?
Aaron. Mr. Lawrence. All right, board reports. So each board member that's present will speak to their board report, just give a very brief summary. The reports have been posted online to my knowledge. We have submitted very thorough reports. So this year has been very exciting. As chairwoman of the party, I've been serving for a year now. My vision has been to radically change and reshape the political landscape of Colorado. We really have sought to do this, and we have been executing this vision really well. We have had more press exposure than previous boards for a very long time, in part due to, quote, the infamous deal with the GOP. What that really meant was we're looking to advance liberty across Colorado's political landscape. It's no secret that we're held hostage here by a Democratic supermajority. It's also no secret that we are not as big or able to run candidates as hard as the two parties. So what I sought to do was to try and pressure the other two parties to run really solid liberty candidates. Some people would say the Democratic Party is unable to do so. Potentially, that may be the case. We will have a candidate, a Democratic candidate from Congressional District 4 speaking later on today. So potentially we may have a liberty-leaning Democrat. It will be up for the delegates to decide. The other thing is, in that deal, we were able to try to pressure the Republicans to stay out of local races that we have decided were important, and that worked really well. The last election cycle, we didn't have any libertarians elected, but we did put forth a great effort, and for the first time in a very long time, if ever, we collected data from those candidates who ran. So now we can start compiling raw data to actually be effective in strategizing our campaigns going forward. We have a huge list of candidates for this afternoon. I'm very proud to announce they will also have the ear and eye of the Colorado press, because in so making this deal with the GOP, we have now become incredibly relevant here in Colorado. Never before has the Libertarian Party been mentioned on news-worthy programs like 9 News' Kyle Clark has mentioned us many, many times. Over the last year, we've had many news articles. We even made national news headlines with an Epoch Times article. So I'm very proud at trying to really disrupt and radicalize the political landscape here in Colorado. From our small little platform, that's how we grow big. So I'm very proud of the job I've done in executing my vision, and I would be nothing without my team who helped me as they bought into that vision. I would have my vice chairman speak this morning to his board report, but he's currently at a GOP county convention speaking for his election as county commissioner of Arapahoe County. So he is campaigning currently, and he will be in here probably around noon. So next we'll move on to the treasurer. Mr. Williams, would you like to speak to your board report? Sure. Mike?
James Williams, Libertarian Party Colorado Treasurer. It's been a rebuilding year, it seems to me, would be the best way to put it. Having started off as the assistant treasurer and then directly foisted into the treasurer position has been a bit of a challenge to try and complete our books. Just got our audit report in, everything's minor issues, but continuing to improve our financials. Pretty much it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Bukovich, would you please speak to your report?
Yes. If you guys noticed, the secretary is the one report that did not get submitted, which I think is pretty indicative of how this last year has gone. Be the first to admit, I have helped in the grant secretary over the last year to get the minutes done. Like James said, it's been a bit of a rebuilding year. Took a role on national staff that has eaten into most of my time. That being said, I still think we've done a lot of really good things.
we keep making improvements on project management. That's something that we talked about a lot last year, that is paying dividends. Not only are we doing things, are we doing just things in general on a consistent basis, but we're starting to get real processes written up such that people who come into director positions have more of a playbook. We've always had some things like this, but we've never had a real, like, this is what each person involved in the LP Colorado needs to do on a day-to-day basis to make us successful. And for the first time in party history, we're well on our way to having that prepared. So, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Bukovich, and for your honesty of not submitting a report. Our affiliates director is vacant at this time, so we will move into the campaigns director. Mr. Loria, will you please speak to your board report?
Sure.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Oh, hello. Nice to see you. Everyone's beautiful faces here. My name is Jacob Luria. I'm the current campaigns director. So over the past year, since last convention, we have tested Voter Gravity, which is a new canvassing program made by Libertarians that LP National is now running. It is at a fraction of the cost of what most canvassing programs are and uses data services as well. It's a great leg up for Libertarians, especially those who can actually get out and outdoors. We're working on making some political allies and meeting people in other parties, getting some other things up and running. I know I wrote more than that in my report, but can't remember everything right now. I do need more candidates running at a state level right now. We have a bunch of really amazing candidates who are setting themselves up for great success. We are going to end up having 7 out of 8 congressional candidates, which I'm really excited about. But we have, I would say we're still looking at a dozen state senate races with only 1 major party candidate, or 1 candidate declared entirely, and about 2 dozen state house races that I am looking for people for. So I will be bullying everybody. And ultimately, we have a lot of strategy we can do here, but we do need to nominate people at convention to have people in the race. We can figure out if you're going to stay in and switch people out later. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. And I am also here, just a quick pitch, Keith Porter's race in HD 41. We need volunteers for that. We're gonna throw a fundraiser at the end of the month, so please keep your eye on that. We're gonna bring Maj Terry out to do a fundraiser with him. So.
Perfect, thank you, Mr. Loria. Our communications director is not here, but we are on to our fundraising director, Ms. King. And don't do it.
Hi, I'm Erin King, current fundraising director. You're welcome.
Yes, I have in my car, which is not here, something for you that Winter picked out for you as a thank you for all of your years of service to the party and putting together, what, 3 conventions or 2?
3.
Two on my own, 3.
3.
3 is like kind of.
Yep, conventions. Your hard work has been incredible. We really value all of the time and energy and dedication that you have put into this party. I know that you're not rerunning for office, and so I wanted the party to offer you a round of applause and gratitude and thanks for helping. And I'll get you your gift at some point today. Next, we're on to the legislative director, Mr. Vance. I'm so excited to hear what you're going to tell us.
Hey everyone, I'm Michael Vance, I'm the legislative director. This has been a big year. I took over in the middle of the last session after the 2023 convention, and the big success is we were able to kill the assault weapons ban of 2023 in the Judicial Committee in the House. And then they decided to play a little politics, and they swapped some people out. And then this past week, they modified it in the new Judiciary Committee, and they got pushed through to the Committee of the Whole. But as of right now, it's not on the calendar. They pulled it off the calendar, so that's a win for now, but we need to look out for that. I encourage you to steal the thunder of Brandon's work, because me and him have been collaborating on everything. He's done so much, I couldn't do what I do without him. Join us 7:30 on his YouTube channel every single Sunday. Me, a lot of other people I see in the room come on our YouTube channel frequently, and I see them commenting, I see them joining us. It's been really powerful, and it's exciting to see the work being building. Our first week, we only got 30 views, I believe it was, and right now we're hitting 100 views consistently. So it's exciting to see the growth of that channel, the work we're doing, and all we're doing is giving everybody a weekly update of every single bill. So join us. We want you to speak in committee. We have 3 different ways to testify. Your voice really matters. So don't give up. If they start to play games, we can start to play games with them. So yeah, it's really exciting what we can do. We've got to push back against the DSA that's been appointed, not elected, appointed. So join us every Sunday, 7:30 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Vance. No, definitely not vulnerable. Little do they know, the state legislature should fear that man. They already fear Brandon Work, I'm pretty sure. My outreach director is not here, she's at a work convention. So my membership director, is my membership director back from Kinko's yet? Mr. Butts? Okay, well, that's okay. He's getting ballots printed. So, we have arrived 30 minutes early.
Are you trying to tell me that once again, Ashley looks unprepared because of my actions?
Yes, Mr. Bukovich. Good news. Everyone in this room, Mr. Bukovich is not rerunning for secretary. But that's okay. We value
Or anything.
his dedication to liberty and fulfilling that role, because secretary is a hard role to fill. But we do actually have a candidate for that later. So.
It's not me, just telling
No. You would. Yes, I think so. We can also accept one. So we're gonna go to, on the floor, nominations for delegates for conventions and conventions. Okay, so after a little bit of deliberation, we are moving to national delegate and national alternate nominations from the floor. So we sent out an application for delegates a few times for anyone interested in running for national convention delegate or alternate. And so though there's been a few people that have submitted, but I'm opening the floor up for anyone who wants to nominate themselves or another person for candidacy for national delegate. Mr. Aiken.
I would like to nominate myself.
Mr. Aiken nominates himself. I would also like everyone to jump up to the mic so that people streaming online can hear. Mr. Levy?
Seth Levy, I'd like to nominate myself.
Perfect. Ms. Harlowes?
Madam Chair, Mr. Levy, are you qualified?
The credentials report that you motioned to pass had my name on it, and Mr. Seebeck has confirmed my ability to be a delegate.
You haven't been registered libertarian since?
Mr. Seebeck confirmed my ability.
Mr. Seebeck is a parliamentarian, just like McRowings. Madam Chair,
Okay.
I would like to move to reconsider the credentials report. We cannot send to national or will be challenged on the floor. Someone who does not meet the membership requirements that are in our bylaws. I have nothing against Mr. Levy, but he hasn't been a registered libertarian for 90 days prior to this convention.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. So I'm going to open the floor for debate. All right.
Is that the case, Mr. Levy?
So here's the situation, and I went through the bylaws with the parliamentarian to confirm that I was on the right path. I've been by the Colorado bylaws, rules, by the language, I've been a sustaining member for more than 90 days. And I am a registered member of the Libertarian Party of Colorado.
but not for 90 days.
In the bylaws as Mr. Seebeck, who wrote them.
I actually wrote that section, thank you.
Well, he read through it with me, and if you would like to correct him, that's your prerogative. But I am a member of the Libertarian Party of Colorado, and I've been a sustaining member for more than 90 days.
He's a life member, that helps.
No, it does not. There's two requirements, that you need to be a basic member, which means that, and perhaps I'm incorrect, you know, I could absolutely be incorrect. It's
We're
nothing.
gonna pull up the bylaws also.
Okay, yeah. These are new bylaws, so I absolutely can be incorrect.
Healthy bylaws, April 1st, 23.
Now, there might have been a slip, it just be sustaining member for 90 days, and not basic member.
So, Article 4, Section 2, sustaining members are party members who pay or have paid on their behalf yearly dues of $25, or party members who are life members of the National Libertarian Party. So party members, basic membership is exclusively limited to all Colorado registered and pre-registered electors whose party affiliation is Libertarian. So, Karen Ann, it looks like Karen Ann is correct that there are two requirements. You have to have been a basic member and a sustaining member, and the basic member definition is a registered Libertarian.
But the sustaining member definition doesn't mention the word basic anywhere in it.
Yeah, they are basic members who have also done X.
The word basic does not appear in section 2 of Article 4.
You have party members, so Article 4, Section 1A, basic membership, which is then defined as party membership in quotes. So party membership and basic membership are equivalent terms. So, for all intents and purposes, it reads sustaining members are basic members who pay. It says are party members, and those terms are functional.
Right, and you have to have been a basic member for those 90 days.
I disagree.
Our bylaws say that when there's a challenge to the,
Yes, get to a mic, Mr. Jones. You can get to a mic.
the party bylaws say that when there is a challenge to the qualifications of a delegate, that challenge then goes to the judicial committee at convention. There is that motion, but there's also I think perhaps that motion might be out of ground. There's challenges regarding membership, says regarding voter registration or paying dues, that goes to the judicial committee. So my motion to reconsider might actually be out of order, that would be up to the chair, but I think in either event, any member can invoke that it go to the judicial committee.
I don't know if any records show, if there's a way to show it. At the time of becoming a lifetime member, I was a member of the Colorado Party. And when it talks about loss of party membership status, it talks about dues paying and not about changing your voter registration momentarily. As far as I can read, but I also don't think it is relevant.
Madam Chair?
One moment, I'm conferring with the parliamentarian just to understand whether I should rule that out of order or not. One moment. Okay, I'll rule the motion out of order for the moment.
So it would go to the judicial committee?
The motion to reconsider is currently on the floor. That needs to be disposed of first.
I ruled it out of order.
Motion to reconsider, okay, so
Yes.
so you're back on nominations at this point.
And I'm invoking a challenge to membership, which should go to the judicial committee.
That is,
Okay, that is in order.
so that means that would need to be addressed separately
I suppose we could, but there might be members of the judicial committee who wish to make nominations. I think this, who are the members of the judicial committee that are present?
That's a good question.
I believe Mr. Buckhouse is on, so you.
I believe behind me is on the judicial committee as well.
Oh, yeah, we got it, okay, yeah, Kyle's here too. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's, we have four committees.
And we're already ahead of time. I think we could hear Mr. Levy's arguments and anyone else's arguments out in the hallway and make a determination.
Okay. Do we need to adjourn for that?
Well, I think it would take longer than that. I think this would probably take about 15 minutes.
Okay.
We need a copy of the bylaws if the parliamentarian wouldn't mind joining us.
We are super ahead of schedule, so I'll entertain a motion to recess for 15 minutes.
So, as chair of the judicial committee, I invite anyone who wishes to give testimony or argument with their bylaw citations, and I call the judicial committee out to the hall. And also, if we could have the chair's indulgence to have the assistance of the parliamentarian.
Okay, is there an objection to recess for 15 minutes in order to address this issue? Seeing none, we're recessed. We'll return at 9:55.
It's like a 3-year-old that comes around like, all right, one shirt away, I'm gonna bring it now. I didn't know what to do. Oh, yeah. So,
So if you have
Are you needed for judicial? Andy, are you needed for judicial stuff? Can we do just 15-minute break on something?
I haven't got any response, but I'm Jim. I saw it, so I didn't know. No, switch over to 6.
Sounds like that.
I like to think anybody would already hear that. Really like this.
She's a voter today.
How are you?
Oh, great. Good to meet What part of Colorado are What do you do?
From our perspective, it's all other than ethical about like working it's all like it's all like property taxes. It's all about like basic gun rights stuff. It's mostly taxes, which is cool. Trying to get taxes. She said she's like she just like really so like I met her like sometimes
Our treasurer needs to questions all the time. I'm in the very easy. Figure it out for you. I know that you could. I don't know.
I've heard multiple conversations. You know what? You're right. I've heard that 3 times.
It doesn't. But they and so their belief that it's true is so fucking powerful. Yeah, it's like they're just manifesting in their mind like this no power rising up this crazy.
And like if they saw the room, it was like a bunch of misfits.
Yeah, and just like the fear is so fucking funny.
There's power, like it's all bluff, but there's power.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're helpless. That the Republicans are so good that I honestly feel like from behind the scenes, and I keep this very like keep it because like they don't want to know that I'm taking shit out of school. Only a couple of them actually know I'm libertarian. So they don't even know that. I'm always listening.
Totally. You're secret manifestation of this book. Just like
yeah, exactly. But they can look at it our way. You know, like we do this interview at the Capitol, and we talk about school stuff. Anything that's not public school, teachers, they get 90% of it. Every time. Like they can't stop it. Well, I think I might have to show up now. I think I might do it. Because I've had the commissioners of so he was a commissioner of public schools in that county. He was in my school. It's good. He said they would have to use up the hall. I just went back to Colorado for 17 years on the East Coast. And he just like refused involvement in schools.
This is only half.
Oh, nice.
The entire.
There's business issues, I do a lot of tourists,
Like stickers on the outside of the door.
Yeah, we can all probably.
Yeah, so we're disappointed to see deterioration with Colorado's liberty oriented license.
That was
really sad.
I think that was what we're trying to.
Middle school.
Yeah. And it's just bottle.
Okay, I'll keep in touch. I just started newsletters and stuff too, so. All right, thanks.
Still learning how to why are you pushing this? I'm sure you can make some.
For my friend group, what kind of person is it, what's my interest, what's my niche, and then you're like, yeah, are you a
Yeah.
are you half black? He's not married right now. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of Eric.
Oh, yeah, no,
What's his name? You tell.
Patel, yeah.
Wrong Eric. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Like, I hate that I'm even doing this job. It is what it is. I had to work for my
Sure. That's an interesting one, like if I was ever in a shooter, you know, like how would I handle that, but like I've done furniture companies that it was like a department that's purpose. Like it's never like, hey, I'll just have to actually on the rest of it.
I wasn't working it, I was working on the space process.
Exactly. It's a huge company. A lot of our stuff goes on there.
He's
like, oh, this is propulsion, which we use.
They make airplanes and ships.
Guidance systems, and not just for drones, but also passenger planes.
It's like, I like the idea of going to Mars.
Sure.
I like that there's people working on that.
Satellites.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
But the fact
so
that's not okay. Those are it's where the chaos comes from.
I don't know.
Okay, it said 15 for. See if I can get a copy of it.
Google.
But if you need technical support, if you have a technical question, yeah.
Yeah, and I bought it. It's at 15 minutes.
Actually,
Did you see what your website? It's like the generic just picturing of the black hole with that very now. Just like, what condition is that? You thought you were listening for that. I was hoping I didn't. I was good to see what I but I knew that Funkhauser would laugh at that. Absolutely joke. We got a new neighbor. I've never even heard of this guy. Every time someone says some shit like this in our comments, it's just like, where are you? Like, you're not here, so what right do you have to say anything? The numbers aren't there. Well, it's because you're not fucking sure. It's our market. Also, Jim Wiley has a child name.
So this is my number. Just.
Yeah.
I used to ask how you have we're building a product that put computer chips into little fiber optic connectors that go into cell towers and where you put the fiber optic cable and plug it into the computer. So you've got computer chips that go in that allow those connectors to go and you'll place packets coming in with packets going out, so it's invisible. And so I was teaching
Funky Monkey's about 15 minutes out.
We have just solving the shit back in high school. So how do you do it? It's a weird. Okay, and so my generation is
late 50s.
Yeah, you can't get
Outside the work, right outside there. Just the there's a switch inside. And I was there to say from the dance actors there. Switches here for like the there's that one wires that those things you issue for I don't know what to do, but they don't like to do yourself, it's fine. Unscrew the light bulb, and then the light bulb. There you go. Everyone else goes. Shit like that.
But we really shot kids.
70 years of people, that's all right. What's going on? Those walls.
Data sharing ourselves.
Dude, it's
And we're
my house.
special interest.
I just ran, but periodically we'll look at like Zillow and see which one goes to it's maybe a little less than 1,800 square feet.
No. My granddaughter.
No window wells, like the restaurant.
technically the two rooms down there are not bedrooms. I hear from her. So it's like two bedrooms. It's like almost $700,000. Yeah. Really? This is 27. Rent is ridiculous. We're getting a good deal and it's still like she graduated and she immediately went out and I raised her. And I spent her whole trying to stop her scraping. Sixth grade. And she drives me. And so the other question I have is that right now, she's your school, she's got a license as a geologist and that's the actual budget. The only for the medical. Yeah. Didn't go to college. I gave her a license for Christmas. Those are the people who need to figure out. It's totally like, looks like it. This is just a girl putting her makeup and reciting off bar. You know, that's an issue. We ought to be careful. I guarantee you 90% of the put a computer
We did this. Thank you.
I have one other name.
He's not even he said he claims he switched his registration back to December.
It's actually a huge company.
Okay, good.
As of right now. We have tickets. When they were like $50 cheaper or whatever, so years.
Did you guys sign up for like to be delegates already?
Does anyone want to go get me a water? Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Little shops. Not that we'll be spending much time like in rentals. Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, work. Could you round people up? Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Just like trying to wait it out. Yeah,
He's trying, he'll be here about 30 minutes.
Wait, no, like it? So I have a name. Yeah, so I did the CPL work. Simply, you know, I'm gonna do the same shirt on our Shopify. It's gonna say vote for Javier. So I'm just waiting. So.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's everybody pretty much. Right? Good.
So, yeah, it's been.
Cool.
Yeah, they're I don't know, it's really hard.
Madam Chair.
Yeah, so.
Madam Chair.
Yes, you might.
I believe we have at least one in the room now, whether or not anybody's in the hall, so we can come back to order.
Okay, I call us back to order at 10:07.
Madam Chair, I'd like to deliver the report of the Judicial Committee.
Okay, Ms. Harlow?
The Judicial Committee, by unanimous decision, decided that Mr. Sepulveda is not meet the qualifications to be a voting delegate at this convention, nor at this convention be nominated to be a national convention delegate or alternate. There was a caveat put to that: if he could show the board proof at a later date, the board would be qualified if he were to bring such proof to appoint him at their pleasure.
Okay. Okay. So we'll need a motion to reconsider the credentials report. And a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll open the floor for debate. Martha.
Madam Chair?
Ms. Carlos?
This is the first time the Judicial Committee's ever been called into action. However, I believe that the Judicial Committee's report is self-executing in amending the Credentials Committee report. It's determined through our own processes there to be a non-qualified member.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could go through this process. Personally, I think the Credentials Committee report is just automatically amended minus with that one member, unless anyone else has any other credible challenges.
Okay. Should I withdraw the motion? Okay, we're good. So we'll have to remove the name of Seth Levy from the credentials report. And that's gonna also change our numbers. So I would recommend that the credential committee reopen for credentialing at the next break. Okay. And was there any other discrepancy? For a member, Mr. Vito?
No.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So our new members, we go from 41 to 40 delegates with a 2/3 of 27 and a majority of 21. So we will open the floor. We're back on nominations. Okay. So nominations for delegates to national convention.
I know you were so tired of hearing it from me, Madam Chair, but I do have a point of information and a motion.
Okay.
But the point of information is the 9 people, or was it 10, that applied, aren't they automatically nominated, and can we know who those names are? And then I have a motion.
Can you repeat the point of information there?
There were some applications that were submitted. I believe those people are considered automatically nominated. I was wondering if we could know who those names are?
Yep. We got Andrew Gitzendanner, Karen Ann Orlos, Augustino Candavero, Hannah Goodman, John Gershman, Richie Frangiosa, Alicia Gonzalez, Kyle Fury, and Jane Williams.
Will those names automatically be printed on the ballot? Here's the motion that I have. Typically, and this is because we do not have a secret ballot, for those of you who are surprised, it is in our bylaws, you do need to sign your ballot. Because we do not have a secret ballot, that makes the vote threshold a bylaw in the nature of a rule of order. I think this may make a difference on nominations, so I'm making the motion now that we suspend that rule of order, requiring a majority vote to be elected as a delegate to be a plurality vote, so that the people who get the top 33, is that our number, Madam Chair, or is it 34?
33.
So whoever gets the top 33 votes are our delegates, and then we go to the separate ballot for alternate. So I think we risk not filling our delegation if we don't move to plurality voting. That's my motion, to suspend the rules to have plurality voting with the top 33 being our delegates.
So for the point of order, the applications being automatic nominations, we have found that they are not automatic nominations according to the bylaws.
Who raised the point of order?
You did.
I didn't raise the point of order on that, I raised the point of parliamentary inquiry. In either event, we know who the names are, we can nominate them.
Okay.
That was just pro forma, just curious to save time, don't wish to waste time on saving time.
Perfect.
So my motion to suspend the rules to require a plurality vote in order to have a better chance to fill our delegation.
We'll go parliamentary inquiry on that. If this motion were to fail, could it be reconsidered if the delegation thinks that actually be necessary once voting starts?
Once the business is passed.
Okay.
So we have a motion, do we have a second? Oh, okay, Mr. Howard seconded it. Great. Is there any objection to Mr. Gershman?
I like clarification. I'm not sure I understand what the motion was.
The motion was to suspend the rules for the delegates, for nominating delegates from a majority to a plurality. Electing. So instead of a majority vote, it's ranked like most favorable. Do I have that correct?
My intent is that the people with the top 33 votes will be the 33 delegates. Without a suspension of the rules, we might only see 10 delegates if only 10 people get a majority, rather than it being the top vote getters. That is the intent of the motion.
Madam Chair, I have another point of order.
Mr. Jones.
Before we vote, will the voter registration be checked of any other, hopefully of all the other?
I questioned the credentials check. I don't know if I went down, we had a conversation. I checked with him there, were there any, did you check the registrations of everyone else and were there any other issues? He said yes, he checked the registrations. The only person with a question was Mr. Levy, and so I had him double confirm that for the delegates up here.
Perfect, thank you, Madam.
You're welcome. So we have a motion, a second, we're explaining majority and plurality. Are you sufficiently satisfied? No? Okay. Mr. Buckevich?
So if we were to do this, this would mean that like, say there was a applicant who one person in this room voted for, under our normal rules, that would not be a majority, and so that person wouldn't be seated. But if we do this, and they're, say, the 28th person, that's all we have, they get slated, right? Even if just one person votes for them.
Correct, and it would be by number of votes, but if all 41 people hopefully we'll have more than 33 people on the list, and then the rest of those would then be eligible to be voted in as alternates. We vote in alternates separately in our bylaws.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Kirchner?
May I explain my ignorance?
Will you get on the mic?
Madam Chair, I fear we're getting into debate on an undebatable motion.
Okay.
I don't wish to waste a lot of time, but my understanding was that plurality voting is what we normally do, not libertarians, but, you know, in this country. And so my brain goes, okay, we have
We are
these many
getting into
candidates, you
debate,
have one
Madam
vote.
Chair, point of order.
Okay. So you could object?
He did.
Okay. So there's one objection?
For an explanation.
No, you're getting into debate. Madam Chair, if I may address the chair explaining why somebody might not prefer plurality voting is debate.
Okay. Are you speaking to your preference, or are you asking for clarity?
I'm asking for an explanation of what plurality vote. I was explaining what my understanding of it was, which is clearly wrong, and I'd like to know what it really is, so that I can understand her motion.
Okay, Mr. Buckevich did speak to it. Do you have questions for Mr. Buckevich explaining what it is and what it means?
We get a ballot with a bunch of people, like 33 people or whatever, and we just mark all the ones that we approve of, so it's like approval voting?
It'll be that way either way. The difference is, if we do plurality, if we say we have 33 slots, the top 33 vote getters would get it, even if, say, like, the 25th through the 33rd didn't actually have a majority. The way we normally do it, if less than 50% of the room voted didn't vote for those people, we would just only have 25 delegates.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're basically
Sorry.
making it much more.
Waste your time.
Okay.
Point of information, Madam Chair.
Yes, Ms. Harlow.
I believe one incorrect thing was saying we can only vote up to the number of delegate slots, where approval, you can vote for as many as you like. If there were 80 people on the sheet, you could vote for all 80, but our bylaws say up to the number of delegates, so you have up to 33.
Okay. Okay. So we have a motion, a second. We have had some discussion on what that means. We're closing that discussion now. So is there any objection to suspending the rules from the 2/3 majority vote of nominating delegates to a plurality vote?
No, it was a majority to it.
Okay. A majority to a plurality vote. God, it's a lot to keep track of. Is there any objection? Mr. Buckevich objects, so we have one objection. So that means that passes. Oh, we do a vote. Okay. Okay, all in favor of this motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No?
No.
Well, that's clear as mud. Show of hands.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. I'm a big mouse. And I
Okay.
apologize to everyone in the room. A 2/3 vote should be by a show of hands, because it's so difficult with male and female voices.
Well, good news, we're moving to that right now. Okay, show of hands, all in favor? All opposed? Nope, go back, sorry, in favor? Sorry,
This is in favor again?
Yes, this is thank you.
okay, opposed? Okay, that's not 2/3, it does fail. Good times. So we're back to nominations. Okay, Ms. Bensky.
I'd like to nominate Sean Madney be the national delegate.
Thank you.
I would like to nominate myself to be a national delegate.
Thank you, Mr. Baumgartner.
Mark Montoni, Mason County, I'd like to nominate myself for National Convention Delegate. For information, I just want to see.
One moment.
What was Mr. Baumgartner's first name again?
Lucas. Mr. Williams?
Did we need to nominate the prior applications?
Yes.
Motion to nominate the prior applications.
Can I do all that at once? I should have any more. Submissions? Yeah.
Do you want to do that? No? I think that motion, I love that motion, I think it would be the most optimal after we completely finish the
Ms. Harlow?
I'd like to nominate myself for national delegate.
Keith, allow me, I'd like to nominate Joe Johnson.
What was your last name?
It's Lauby.
Wayne Harlow, I'd like to nominate myself for national delegate seat.
Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Janet Turner, I'd like to nominate John Jersman.
Thank you. Ms. Harlow?
Karen Ann Hollis would like to nominate Hannah Goodman.
Thank you. Mr. Cavan?
Hi, my name is Mark Joseph Kaplan, and I'd like to nominate myself.
Thank you. Mr. Luria?
Hello, my name is Jacob Luria. I would like to nominate myself as well.
Thank you. Mr. Ricci?
I would like to nominate myself as well.
Thank you. Mr. Vance?
My name is Michael Vance, and I'd like to nominate myself.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey.
Point of information.
Yes, Ms. Harlow.
What names are left on that list that have not yet been nominated?
That's a good question.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Mr. Gonzalez is one.
I would nominate Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Bennett.
Hannah Bennett, and nominate myself.
Thank you. Mr. Williams.
Nominate myself.
Thank you. Mr. Bennett.
I nominate myself as well.
Perfect, thank you. Mr. DiBiaseo?
I nominate myself.
Sorry, we can't only type so fast, folks. He has not merged with AI yet, but that's coming.
Okay.
DiBiaseo?
Madam Chair?
Ms. Harlow?
You know I'm going to ask if there's anyone else on that list who has not yet been nominated.
That's what I'm trying to pull up for you. I do not see.
I think there was a name, I didn't know who it
Richie
was.
Frangiosa?
Who?
Richie Frangiosa?
I nominate Richie Frangiosa.
Thank you. Mr. Williams?
Want to see who else is on the list?
Oh, he just took it down.
Bad secretary.
Okay, I think we also did we have a?
Oh, you could do, Gus. Yes, Cantivero. I was thinking his first name. I couldn't get out of my head.
I'd like to nominate Gus Canterbury.
Agostino.
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 Okay, just give me one more.
I'm John Thurston. I would like to nominate Janet Turner.
Okay.
You know my question, I just want to honor everyone who submitted an application, so if there's anyone who was missed.
I appreciate it.
Kyle Fury.
I would nominate Kyle Fury.
Mr. Williams.
Anybody else?
Andrew Kitson Tanner.
Cross-reference. Okay. I need to bring 2 monitors in there.
You're not. Unfortunately, sir, you're fired. Mr. Biancio.
I nominate Reese Liberty.
Yeah, I mean, decorum. I didn't say half of what I could have said. Yeah.
Can I get
Mr. Lamb, Mayor Lamb.
Mayor Lamb, I nominate Sean Vadney, V-A-D-N-E-Y.
He was already nominated.
That's okay. He got double nominated. That's great.
What's the second?
Popular. Ms. Harlow.
Is the list covered?
Yes, the list is covered. Thank you. Ms. King?
Mayor King, I'd like to nominate myself.
Thank you. Ms. King. Are there any more nominations? Did we get it out of our system yet? Let me in. All right. I will accept a motion to close nominations. Mr. Aiken?
On your information, would you read the names on the list?
Sure.
Yep. Or can you show them on the screen? You know, yeah, that's gonna be.
Actually, thanks.
Over there now.
Madam Chair, point of parliamentary inquiry.
Ms. Harlow?
I believe it's correct, and you could let me know, that when there are no further nominations, nominations are automatically closed.
Okay, that works for me. Let's do it. So nominations are closed, but we're gonna put them up on the screen. Your guess is as good as mine.
Hide the ribbon.
Alright, you guys read that?
Hide the ribbon. Get a few more names. Bottom right of the ribbon. There you go.
Madam Chair, may I make a motion to reopen?
Yes, please.
I would like to make, do we need to go
Yes.
through the thing?
Just I move.
Okay, then I'd like to nominate James Wiley.
Thank you.
I believe my name is spelled wrong.
Mr. Bukovich, can you correct the spelling?
What should it be?
J-A-N-E-T.
J-A-N-E-T?
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you. My name's left on the spelling.
Jenna, for John Hirschman, it should be James.
Oh, there we go.
That's the catch.
Alright, and Jess, you were saying?
No, back up, Jessica Luria.
Kristen is gonna be mad. You didn't tell me you were that kind of Jew, Jacob. I don't think he told you Mike either.
No comment.
Alright, is this all looking right? Mr. Long, I didn't get your first name over here.
Keith.
Do I have your last name right there?
Yeah.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Harlow?
is balloting for delegates going to take place over lunch?
It's a good question.
Let's, can we state these first, I'll call the director and see what the ballots are?
Yep. I would actually like to make a motion that the delegates have through, a lunch adjournment in order to, consider their ballots for delegate.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Is there any discussion?
There's a lot of names, and we're not even sure where the printed ballots are yet, so we can move on to other business, and delegates can take their time during lunch. Hopefully the ballots will be here by then, and we can vote when we re-adjourn after lunch.
Is there any opposed? Great, you guys are great. That passes.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Montoni?
is there any chance that the order on the printed ballots can be randomized so that the same first people aren't always the first, so that it gets mixed around, and when you go through your ballot, you actually have to make a decision on each person?
You want to give the tellers headaches?
Yes.
So you hate the tellers?
I mean, I understand that it would be a headache for the tellers, but it also would help improve fairness.
Is that a possibility?
It will delay ballots.
So that will delay ballots by a minimum of half an hour. We could, and I don't know about
Actually,
that.
it'll be more than a half an hour, actually on the way back right now.
Okay, so no, unfortunately, I would have actually probably done that if we had known before now. So I open the floor for alternates.
Mayor Lamb nominates Nicholas Lance.
Thank you. Ms. Harlow?
Madam Chair, I would move that anyone who ends up not making the 33, if in fact that happens, they're automatically nominated as alternates.
One moment. Okay. We have a motion, do we have a second?
Sure.
Is there any discussion? Mr. Dershman?
My motion, Mr. Judgment, was since we're opening nominations for alternates, people don't yet know if they're delegates, that anyone who doesn't make it on the delegate list is automatically nominated as an alternate.
Okay. So we have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Mr. Vance?
If this happens, can we still nota people? Or have nota as an option, I mean?
We can, but
If they put Yoda, then the names on there, then it spoils the whole.
but if you put NODA next with names, it spoils the ballot.
Thank you.
I'm not sure it spoils about it, but it does invalidate your other choices. I'm not sure that we can do that with regard to this motion, because it's basically reconsidering the question of whether we can vote as a majority or a plurality for these delegates. Can you clarify that? In other words, we're considering it twice.
Madam Chair, as maker of the motion, may I clarify?
Yes, please.
This doesn't elect anybody, it's for nominations. The motion to suspend the rules was regarding election, it was not regarding nomination. This just saves time, because how can we nominate alternates right now when we don't know who our delegates are? We can do that if we say anyone who does not make the delegate list is automatically nominated for alternates. My motion to suspend had to do with elections, not nominations.
Okay. Is that satisfactory, Mr. Montoni? Okay. All right, so we're still taking alternate delegate nominations. Oh, no. delegates? Okay, so is there any objection to the motion to accept people who did not make the nomination of delegate? The election of delegates as nominated as alternates. Is there any objection to that? Okay, so we'll go to a vote. Show of hands. Can I'm not gonna make that easy. Okay, so if you're in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Show of hands. We could have just started there. Okay, so all in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? Okay, so the motion fails. All right, we are back to nominating alternate delegates for National Convention. One moment. My secretary's in conversation. Give him one moment. Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Yes, for alternates?
Yep.
Yep.
Did you, the first one that was already put up?
Nicholas?
Lance, nominated by me.
Agostino Cantivero, I nominate Justin Savoy as an alternate.
Thank you. Any further alternates? Mr. Aiken?
Would like to nominate Jan Johnson.
Should we have all of the, so Jan, I'm not telling you everything. Okay, so what we can do, anyway. Okay, is there any further alternate delegate nominations? Mr. Best, do you want to go to National Convention? No. Mr. Mayor Lamb.
Point of information, may a delegate be on both lists?
If they are on both lists and the delegate gets elected as a nominee for delegate, then they would not be an alternate.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Montoni.
so my understanding is right now, if you're not elected as a delegate, and you don't place your name on the list for alternate, you won't be an alternate there.
That's the way that I'm understanding it.
Okay. In that case, then I nominate myself for alternate.
Okay. Mr. Jones, want to get on the mic for me? Can you get on a mic?
Madam Chair, I nominate David Aiken as an alternate.
Thank you.
Who did we miss?
Montoni, nominated Montoni. I hope he speaks about himself in the third person always. Mr. Harlos?
I'd also like to nominate myself for the alternate seat.
Mr. Montoni?
I'd like to nominate John Jersman for alternate, and yes, he does always refer to himself in the third.
Mr. Jones?
Madam Chair, I nominate Joe Johnson as an alternate.
I'd like to nominate Mark Cavan as an alternate.
Mr. Cavan?
I'd like to nominate Michael Vance as an alternate. Thank you, Michael.
Mr. Jones?
Madam Chair, I move that nomination cease.
I'm not closing. There's somebody else standing at the mic, so we're gonna let people continue to add. Mr. Harlos?
I'd like to nominate Carrie Ann Harlos as an alternate.
Thank you. Any further nominations? And if not, I'm gonna close the floor. All right. I'm closing nominations. So we are officially at board elections. We currently have a few positions available. We have the outreach director, we have secretary, that one's fired. And we have the legislative director, treasurer, and fundraising director. So I'm going to start with outreach director. Do we have a nomination for outreach director?
Don't everybody speak up at once.
Mr. Mayor Lamb.
Mayor Lamb, I'd like to make a nomination for Kirsten Stinky.
Thank you. We're at board elections. So Ms. Steinke has been nominated. Yep. She currently serves as outreach also, right now. And she is wanting to rerun. She just happens to be on a work trip. Is there any other nomination for outreach director?
Madam Chair, point of information.
Mr. Montoni?
NODA will be on all ballots for officer positions, right?
That's right.
Thank you.
You're not gonna nominate Noda?
Point of information, Chairwoman. As a non-member, can I nominate people?
Does anyone want to speak on behalf of Ms. Steinke? Thank you, Mayor Lamb.
Mayor Lamb, I think she's done a great job in her position, and I'm excited that she's willing to take on this role again.
Thank you. Would anyone like to speak on behalf of Noda? Oh, well, you snooze, you lose.
I'll speak on behalf of NODA. For the record, Anna Bennett's gonna kick my butt. No one needs to reach out to anybody, because nobody cares.
Makes a good point.
Okay, so we'll bring it to a vote. We're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I have a motion. I move to suspend the rules and conduct, director elections by hand.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is it, any discussion? All right, any objection? Thank God. All right, so to elect Ms. Steinke, raise your hand. Oh, you want me?
Keep them up. There we go. Keep them up. Now I can see that. Apologies. Let's see.
Okay, I vote. Wow.
30?
All those in favor of Noda, raise your hand. Just the chance. I mean, unless you want to vote Noda. All right, so 0 for Noda. All right, moving on to secretary. Also, I would just like to say thank you to Andy for all of his years of dedication and hard work. Even though I would have liked to have had more work out of him, I'm thankful for what he could commit to giving us, so thank you. I'll open the floor for nominations for secretary. Mayor Lamb.
I nominate Ashley Buss.
And Noda is also an available option. Well, Mr. Buss or anyone, would you like to speak to being nominated for secretary? Or is there any other nominations for secretary? No? Oh, you know what?
To speak for Mr. Butts, having seen the work that he's done on membership so far and the handoff, the help that he's given Mr. Vukovic, can't say enough of good things for him. And the amount of guns the man has is a good choice.
All right. Yes.
As I have been less and less available, at the state level, Ashley has stepped in and filled every crack that anybody has asked him to, and I could not think of someone better who's going to be great at it.
He does actually have years of experience, like a lot. So that's positive directions. All right, so with a show of hands, who will vote for Mr. Buss for secretary? Give him a high. Put them down, unless you want to vote Noda. Okay, now we're opening the floor for voting for Noda. A 0. Moving down, we have legislative director. Do we have any nominations for legislative director? Mr. Wark.
Ladies and gentlemen, for 120 days every year, 100 authoritarian politicians in Denver do their best to steal our money, violate our rights, and restrict our way of life. Thankfully, we've had Michael Vance serving as our legislative director currently, leading live streams, activism at the Capitol, helping people get testimony, and I nominate Michael Vance to continue being legislative director for the Libertarian Party of Colorado.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. He's definitely the man the legislature should hear. Is there any other nominations for legislative director? All right. Would anyone like to speak for NODA? All right. So with a show of hands, who would vote for Michael Vance to become and retain legislative director? NODA? One. Get your around, look at you go. You must be a real libertarian. I open the floor to treasurer nominations. Mayor Lamb,
I nominate Allison Spink.
Mr. DiBiaseo,
I was gonna nominate the same.
Mr. Buss.
I nominate James.
Ooh, a contested race. Getting contentious. So I will have the nominees speak, or somebody can speak on behalf of the nominees as well. We'll start with Ms. Spink. Mr. DiBiaseo.
I'd like to speak on behalf of Mrs. Spink, Ms. Spink.
Oh, allow it.
You know, Allie, she's been around Arapahoe County for a little while, and she's great. She's a strong activist, and you know, she's a CPA as well. So she knows money, she knows libertarianism. She's brilliant. We really appreciate her activism. So I think she's awesome and make a great treasurer.
Thank you. Mrs. Spink. Ms. Spink.
Thank you. So my name is Allison Spink. I am an accountant. I have been since graduating college with an accounting degree in 2005. Started my career at PricewaterhouseCoopers in their forensic accounting department. Moved into industry accounting for the past 15 years, where I have spent my time fixing accounting departments, building efficiencies, building accurate financial statements, making sure that businesses have correct objectivity to make the best financial decisions for the company, for all the stakeholders. I look forward to helping Hannah and the rest of the board bring the Libertarian Party of Colorado into a more strategic place and helping build the brand as much as possible.
Thank you, Ms. Spink. Mr. Williams, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. Having come on to this mid-term for the last 8 months or so, trying to clean up everything, trying to get financials in order. I've been trying to be as fiscally responsive as I can with what we have. It's been a challenge seeing where we were to begin with, and I hope to continue, hopefully cleaning up our records, making it to where everyone understands where we're at, and having that fiduciary responsibility to make sure that we're doing the best we can as an organization.
Thank you. Also, I would also say thank you so much for stepping from assistant treasurer to treasurer and all of your work there. It's been very valuable. Mr. Bukovich?
Well, I guess I have another question.
Okay, yeah, let's definitely do that. Let's open up the floor to questions for our nominees because they both seem exceptional. Mr. Kevin, can you get on the mic?
file personal taxes still? That's a real question. Thank you.
Is your question, sorry, didn't see that. Is your question whether I file personal taxes for other people or my own?
Do you file my taxes?
I usually tell people I know more about taxes than I'd like to know because I fucking hate taxes and I don't want to know. So I can do my own taxes. If you pay me, I can figure out yours, but I prefer not to.
My home life is taxation and theft, but I do file mine, yes.
Thank you.
So you, I'm gonna ask some questions as the chair. Am I allowed to do that? Yeah, go ahead.
Whichever one of you two doesn't win, if you don't win, are you willing to be the assistant treasurer for the other person?
So I guess the first thing is we do have one in place right now, Mr. Dustin Harvey. If it comes to be that would be easier for me to step into that role instead, and he would want to step down, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Awesome.
Mr. Montoni.
First of all, in answer to that question, no would not. But my real question is.
Because she's a real libertarian.
That's right. There are no real libertarians. My real question though is, Tracer and federal financial reports, how comfortable are the candidates with those? And, are they on time now, and is the projection that we'll be on time with them in the future?
Thank you, Montoni. I'll let the candidates answer.
Okay. Since I came into the office, I've been filing on time. We have maintained on time. We had to do an amendment in January. It was the only time that we had issues with the paperwork for the Tracer side and FEC filing. The software is garbage, where we've been at. We have $13,000 in fines on the Tracer side. I'm working to try and get as much of that as raised as possible through motions and requests through Secretary of State website and filings. One of the things that I've been working on is trying to idiot-proof the position, to automate as much as possible. We've been looking at different options for software and moving forward. The goal is to get it as automated a process as possible so that we can no longer have one single point of failure to save ourselves a lot of heartache and headache.
Ms. Pink, you have the
Yep.
floor.
Definitely some learning curves for me coming into this role, coming from public company accounting, but on that aspect, used to deadlines, filing 10Ks, 10Qs with SECs, all of the financial reporting requirements that come along with a public company. There is no option to miss deadlines, especially in this scenario where missing a deadline means we are agreeing to pay the state money. And it is 100% unacceptable to take your money that you have volunteered to this party and give it to the fucking government. Absolutely unacceptable, and it will never happen with me as treasurer.
Thank you. I do have a question for Ms. Pink. You say you have forensic accounting experience. What does that mean, and how can that really help the party?
Yeah, so that was my first role in accounting at PricewaterhouseCoopers. It was called their Dispute Analysis and Investigations group. And what I spent 2 years doing was reviewing the audit of another Big Four company that had missed fraud in an acquisition. And that kind of stemmed into a passion of, making things better, making things clearer, making things, James, right? Idiot proof. I'm a big proponent of, what I always tell my teams is make it as simple as possible. Like, I'm an idiot, tell me a story and tell it very clearly. So there is no room for confusion and mistakes and, I just didn't look at that because it was overwhelming. There's definitely, accounting is very simple. There's not much room for error, but in terms of the forensic accounting, it's building things that are auditable, that Hannah, with no experience in accounting, you can very clearly understand and see what's going on, whether it's in the actual details or just in the financial statements themselves.
Thank you. Mr. Martinez.
One follow-up to my previous question. The $13,000 in fines that we accrued, I'm not wrong, they're about 3 or 4 years old now. And do you have a projection on when that will be resolved or when it can be resolved?
So, yeah, they are old fines prior to my coming into this position. As far as I've understood it while talking to the Secretary of State staff, their final ruling was that reduction down to 13,000. I'm trying to find ways to further reduce that. It's definitely on my to-do list, and it's one of the larger things, but my biggest problem has been getting the lack of accounting squared away, so we actually have historical documentation. So that's where we've had the most issue. Between switching bank accounts prior to me coming in the midst of the handover, there was a very large lack of fiduciary responsibility prior to. So having cleaned this up as much as I have so far, I hope to continue that. And that is my goal, is to get those fines either further reduced or take care of them entirely in the next year.
I think it was directed at. Madam Chair, I just had a point of inquiry.
Ms. Ramos?
I thought our fines, part of them got paid down to 11,000, am I incorrect?
I believe we're at 12,000.
Okay,
We paid 3,300 last year. That was the max donation that Mr. Kaczynski could pay because of campaign finance laws. We have been trying to get in contact with him to pay another 3,300 like he had pledged. We have been unsuccessful in doing so. It is my understanding we have about $12,000 in fines. Do I have that right?
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you, Madam Chair.
It's under 13, yes, but I just rounded up to the next number.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you to both of your candidates for stepping up. This is the one job in political party leadership that carries some substantial personal, criminal, and financial risk. So thank you both for stepping up.
All right. So with that, I'm going to open the floor. Mr. Lance, thanks for joining us.
If either of you did not get elected, would you participate in the audit committee?
Yes.
I'd be happy to. We have 2 on the audit committee right now and a 3rd in the wings looking at joining. So as it stands, it should be full, but if need be, yes.
All right. So let's bring this to a vote. We're doing show of hands. All in favor of Ms. Fink, raise your hand. Now I'll bring it to Mr. Williams. Thank you, Mr. Williams, though, thank you. And Noda. Jacob. That's all right, I go down.
Let that go.
Someone. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for the service that you've been able to provide us, and I would like to see you back as assistant treasurer, if that's possible. One
nominate Oda.
All right, we don't have any current, director or a nomination for the fundraising director position, it looks like. Can we get a Nona tally? One. Oh, affiliates, now we're on to affiliates. Do we have any nominations for an affiliates director?
Madam Chair, point of information.
Mr. Montoni?
My assumption is that if nobody is nominated for any of these offices, that the board will fill them later.
Yes, I'll just send out another email with applications and continue to try and solicit applications. Okay, that one seems, well, we'll do another tally. All of those who would vote for Nona? And now we're on to membership director. No. You don't have time. Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I don't want to do it. I do not want to do it. I don't have time, no.
Are you saying for me to nominate you?
I will jump, is there a window on this floor? I would like to nominate James Williams. The reason I am happy to, was excited to vote for him as treasurer. The experience with forensic accounting is incredible, so I voted for both. James, though, has been working on automation as treasurer, which is something that we sorely need, and it is one of the only people I've seen around that has been able to make any meaningful progress on it. Membership director behind treasurer is the area where we most sorely need a lot of automation, and if James is so willing, I think we'd be excellent at it, so.
Do you accept that nomination? Sure. It's gonna be a hell of a lot less work as treasurer. All right, so we have, is there any further nominations for membership director? Let's do a show of hands then for Mr. Williams for membership director. All right, now let's call for Nona. I'm getting very hungry. My blood sugar is dropping. I'm sorry, I'm sure you guys noticed. Is there any show of hands for Nona? One. Thank you. Do we have nominations for campaigns director? Can you get to that mic, Mr. Luria?
No one's gonna nominate me, so I can nominate Noda instead.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm not on. Yeah, I got you, Jacob, yeah.
Sweet, thank you, Joe.
Hi, my name is John Kittleson, and I'd like to nominate that beautiful, outstanding gentleman right there, Jacob, as campaigns director.
Go ahead and speak for yourself.
Well, I would like to nominate Noda for
Oh,
campaign. Wait, is there anyone else who wants to be nominated? Because
I want you nominated.
Okay, well, since it's only me, instead of speaking on behalf of myself, I will ask all of you, pull out your phones, go to the Secretary of State website, look up your voter registration, and before nomination, let me know what state or state House or state Senate district you might be in. We have a solid list of candidates right now, some of which I think will end up in some two-way races, which will be very hard for us. This is not going to be an easy uphill trek, but there's really only one major party in Colorado. That is the Democrats. They have a well-oiled machine. They know what they're doing. Everybody else is pretty much imploding except for us, and I've talked to some center party people who are some nice people. But we need more candidates. It is time for us to step up. If you wonder, why are there so many socialists in the Colorado State House and State Legislature? It's because they show up. And that sucks to have to do that, but it is time. We don't need to fight a war, you know, a physical war. We don't need to do any of that. We don't need to give our lives. Just need to be on the ballot. We can set you up with a website. We have a platform. We're talking about housing. You know, we have a committee. Mark Montoni has given a lot of ideas to put out there to the Colorado voters. And what we need is candidates who can show what our platform is and tell Colorado voters not just what we stand for, but what their outcome will be. How much better their life will be if we deregulate housing. How much better their life will be if we remove the state income tax. If we protect their Second Amendment rights. We have, like I said, some great candidates. We do need some more in the House level. The GOP, and I think the Dems are doing their caucusing today, but I still have 36 House races where there's only one candidate in the entire race in Tracer, and still about a half a dozen state Senate districts with only one person. They won't all end up that way, but as long as we nominate someone at convention, even if someone wants to step back, we can nominate someone else in the future with a vacancy committee. So there is some strategy here. I'm not going to force you to have to run the race, but I am going to force you to be nominated. So thank you very much. And if someone else wants to run against me, you're welcome to, you know, do that too. But if not, sign up to run. Thank you. You're all beautiful people.
Okay, so let's bring it, Ms. Harlow.
I have a couple, point of parliamentary inquiry and point of information. Are the ballots ready yet for national delegates?
They were brought in. I watched them come in, I don't know how ready they are.
Can we know how ready they are?
They're ready.
They're ready.
Go ahead, mouthpiece up.
And will names be displayed? How will this work?
So I have I'm gonna display them up here, so people can come and scroll. It's not an ideal solution, so what I'm also gonna do is, I have this list that I'm gonna put in a publicly available doc. What I've been trying to scheme here, while I'm up here, is a good way to just make that an easy link for everybody. And what I'm going to do is, I'm assembling a, quick redirect so that we'll get an easy to type in link for everybody. And if you go there, it will have the list of everyone's
I have a follow-up to that point of inquiry and then my point of parliamentary inquiry. Can we have the ballots? I know we have till after lunch to turn them in, but I was wondering if we could have them. Madam Chair, I have a point of parliamentary inquiry. Considering that a motion to suspend the rules is renewable after an adjournment, and we are going to be adjourning for lunch, if, when the delegate results come back, if either no one gets a majority, or to the body's feeling an insufficient number of people get a majority, is that motion renewable?
Yes, it's renewable.
Would, even after the results are posted, it can be renewed to suspend to elect a plurality? I mean,
We did just cover this and it was a yes before, am I right?
I mean, I believe it is a yes, Madam Chair. I'm just wondering if I need to prepare for a point of order is why I'm making the point. I can't make it now because it's not a right thing. I'd be more than happy to show the parliamentarian where I see that, but I was just trying to know what I need to be doing on my lunch break, whether it's preparing for a point of order or eating.
Okay, I believe it should be able to be, because Andy asked if it was gonna be able to come back up for renewal, and we had decided yes, so I'm gonna roll yes.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
But we're talking about the same thing, right? Okay. So with that, we're gonna break for 10 minutes. I haven't, okay, I'm sorry, I need something really badly to eat. The membership.
Campaign director.
So we're done. Oh, okay. Let's do a show of hands for Jacob for campaigns. All in favor, raise your hand.
Boo.
And all in favor of no then? Okay. All right, so we have a campaign director. Congratulations. I'm also very sorry once again, Mr. Loria. All right, we're gonna move into it. No. Okay. Okay, you gotta stay here for your ballot.
I'm going to hand them out as soon as I have the seat here. Okay. So, while I'm passing this out, can you guys just make a personal note so you guys all have access to this? I don't have any good way to just distribute it all to you unless I was gonna write it on all these real quick. I'll put this up on the screen during lunch as well, so you can get the link yourself. It's short URL /DKT, capital S.
You want to put it on the screen?
Yep, I'm going to.
Make a QR code.
One more time is short URL .at/DKT, capital S.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Montgomery.
do we have, is it my understanding that we're going to be voting on candidates for public office after the break?
So I have here on my agenda, which seems to be somewhat different don't do that. Do we? Okay. And then US Senate and US House races. And then those are the only public office we're doing before lunch. So like I'm running for CD4, so we're gonna take care of that.
And there is no US Senate this year, just House races, so.
Do we have any local races, or state or local races this year as well?
Yes, those are coming up at the end, I believe.
Okay. If I may, with your indulgence, I have a standing pledge of $1,000 to the right state or local candidate for public office. There's some conditions behind that, of course, but I've made it for years. I've doled it out 2 or 3 times now, and I'm renewing that pledge for this year.
Hell yeah.
Has to be at the state or the local level, and it has to be a serious campaign, and I can go over all the details if someone is interested. Hopefully that'll change somebody's mind into actually running and making a serious campaign about it.
I hope so. Mr. Loria, I hope you were listening instead of talking. Also, just as a note while we're waiting for whatever it is that we're waiting on, our chair of the National Party, Angela McGirdle, went ahead and told me that delegates and alternates can use a discount code to purchase packages to the national convention, but it's only good until Monday. If you want that code, it is Colorado Delegate at checkout on the LP National page. So if you're going to be a delegate at National and you want a convention package, there is a discount code, Colorado Delegate, on the LP National page for buying convention packages.
Now guys, as you're filling this out, please be careful. Please pick exactly 33 people.
Or less. And if you pick NODA, don't pick anybody else.
So if you pick NODA, do not pick anyone else. So thanks. Those are the rules. I don't make them, I just enforce them.
Mr. Teller, by Teller before this, were you supposed to pull out a ballot?
Those are the people who filled in their, either right
So guys, you'll see on the national delegate, on the main delegate ballot, there are a couple of names that are already on there. Those are people who filled out the application ahead of time. You want to fill it out with names from the national delegate section up front, and then you'll get a second ballot for alternates that has no names pre-filled in. You want to fill that in with names from the alternate ballot. I'll go get that back online.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Mr. Jones.
Are we to reopen credentialing?
Yes, at this 10-minute break, yep. Hopefully my vice chairman is out here and gets credentialed. We're on break now? We're not on break, he told me to hold everyone hostage. Okay, we are on a 10-minute break, we will be back here at 11:36.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's fine. We didn't have an idea. We tried this another one. I thought that was part of the Zoom.
No,
Hey, Ashley. Should be there today, I'm sure she'll land. I gotta get
Pen? Anyone didn't get one, a monk's one. It's right in blood, I guess.
Make it easy.
No, it's
Make a connection. Need to have, which will probably have. Something.
Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, great. I was wondering about that. I have them. Yeah. Yes, I have them. Andy did.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, the top is the most good part.
Yeah, it's nice to be 10 minutes, that's why I was trying to want to go across the idea right, so that's what we're trying to
People are not.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
Staying alive.
Does anybody have like alternate ballots? I appreciate you coming out.
Where,
somehow they didn't get around to it.
I only have the one that she can get it.
Our town is conservative.
They're not gonna let you bring up the
Do we have a list of like who?
Oh, yeah, it's up on the board.
Justin should have just sent it back out.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, I'm always out of line.
Where's, Andy at? I'll get you the actual list from Andy.
I'm trying to go find the utensils. It's so ridiculous.
Right, and like,
The wrap up will never just come through.
And, we had lunch, I got the salad, and then we went to plan.
That's where I was.
And they hold up this like wood sport. Yeah, I've seen this. And the fountains on are so small that you can stop these things. This was like probably more than 2 years ago. I've been running for 3 years. And now I'm without guys.
Well, especially if you have to.
What's up, brother?
You know, how are we supposed to get to the candidate page?
Yeah. You wanna walk with me?
Sure.
He's never done it, he's donated 25 points. Well, he's donated more than 25. Oh, well, then he's a citizen member. Is he a registered libertarian? Yeah. Oh, then he's good. As long as it's total, right? No, it's 25 or more at once. Okay.
Yeah, one payment.
It's 25 or more.
So if anyone's missing.
I missed a bunch. Yeah, are these all the alternate? Yeah. Somebody more alternate.
Because he doesn't. Yeah.
Yes. I thought I gave you one. I thought it was the delegates was valid, so I was filling in. Yeah, I know. It's literally fucking amateur hour. Yeah. No.
Especially after having.
Thank you.
And then what goes on this one?
I think everybody's gonna have a travel.
No, this is for all check-ins.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an alternate right here.
Yeah, that's for just
Exactly. Well, I'm just checking out another one.
Sorry for the confusion. I think it's pretty out.
All good.
Andy, what was the length of the show?
I got it. Yeah, once you're delegate, you're delegate. So we're just gonna ride in the alternates.
On this one?
Yeah, so it's bad. Yeah, in the day, you don't get it. There's only 5. Yeah. So we're just gonna rock it. Most of them are, yeah, but you can be on the side. But I think there's just. Some states, they're all. No, it's up to, it says physically up to. Yeah. No, the thing is that. Yeah, I think we only have like 1, 2, 3. Well, I put Richie, I actually put him right there. Oh, down. Gotcha. So what I can do is like. Do this. So we just got through this. That one. Okay. Oh, which one? Oh, the regular one's right there. What's the last one?
You got 16.
Don't mind my chicken scratches.
That's okay.
Running over this, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, just cross out all your names.
You guys need to, I mean, I'm not prepared to get surgery.
Where we dropped it out?
Not yet. After lunch.
Oh, so after lunch?
Yep, Nick, will you get,
No, you need to turn a minute at a time, right?
yeah, actually, I didn't set my.
Mr. Secretary?
Yeah, it's.
Mr. Secretary?
What time is Chase gonna be here?
So we have to go after lunch, just turn a minute.
Lunch thing.
I would prefer I don't. Now, we just make a people might go out.
Who's Brandon?
Oh.
Yes, we'll pick him up. Tim's gonna be here on the
Alternate separate ballots. Yeah, we got no alternate separate ballot, we can't.
I'm just gonna have you all those.
To tomorrow, tomorrow you gotta go. Not doing anything.
Even though there's no alternate separate ballot.
I'm gonna.
But she wasn't nominated for the nominations, I wrote this to Monday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you done?
That'll be fine. He'll get the Cheyenne. Four states get 55.
I had it.
Pretty impressive in all the other ones.
Very impressive. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know, you don't want to tell
I'm gonna raise the
Two different ones. Andrew's handing out alternates and Ashley's handing out the main.
I just realized that.
Well, I don't. Okay, I thought you were insulting me. Yeah, no, I can't. You just called me a witch.
Thanks for checking.
Jen didn't want to come check out those things?
Yeah, it's pretty sharp down there. Yeah, thank you.
She wasn't afraid. Should be able to object for position. It's Bill Cosby. Yeah, get that right.
Oh, is he further out? He's making millions on costs this morning, so. He's getting
No, I feel so much better because I was very eager when I sat down. I was more stuck in a kitchen. Well, I'm a history person, like not that, like more into past stuff. I'm so glad you came. That one is stuck in me for a while. Like, I'm just looking at this.
There was a comment there.
Are we at a break, Madam Chair? Well, Madam Chair, are we going to adjourn for lunch at this point? And I did have a point of information, Madam Chair. I see two ballots were passed out, one for delegates and one for alternates, yet our bylaws say that we vote for alternates after delegates. What are the instructions?
Hold on to that, for just trying to pass everything out at once. If you lose it, we have issues, we have extras, we just want to try to.
Now, the ones that are turned in, what if they accidentally say alternate at the top, but the people meant delegate? Is there any way we can say that this, whatever's turned in up there is delegate, even if they accidentally turned in the wrong form? I'm just confused.
Yep, we're gonna treat everything up here as national unless they turned in two, and
Okay.
we'll clarify.
And then afterwards, we can pick up an alternate delegate?
Yep, we have plenty of these.
Another point of information,
Yes?
write-ins are allowed, correct? Even if someone wasn't nominated, someone could write in an eligible candidate?
You would have better than that, to be honest.
You can, I'm just trying to make sure everyone else knows that.
Yep, sure, yep. 100%, you can write people
Madam Chair, would it be in order to adjourn for lunch?
Yes.
I would move to adjourn for lunch and ask what time we would need to return.
Do I need a second? We need a second for that. Okay, cool, we got a motion, a second.
Madam Chair, before, may I just clarify again, so are we turning in our delegates now, but our alternates after lunch, or are we turning both in after lunch?
I thought it was after.
Main delegates are due by the end of lunch. We will then clearly ask for alternates, and we will have time before they do.
Okay, so again, as the head teller, just want to know how to proceed. Should I be at a specific table and people will be bringing them to me throughout the lunch?
I'm having people just set them.
Okay.
Right here,
Thank you.
so they can turn them in. Yeah, you need to be able to go eat. If you guys could don't hear them, to make our life easier, we'll figure it out.
Point of order. Was it the plan that we're going to actually hear from delegates? There's some names on this list I don't even know. Be nice to know something about them before I vote for them.
Well, I've never seen it done that way, but it's not to say that it's never been done that way. It probably used to be.
Yeah. Like, a 1 minute, hi, I'm speech.
What do we have schedule-wise? We have a motion pending.
I have a motion pending to adjourn for lunch.
We can hear that as soon as we come back, and then we will figure it out.
Okay, yeah, let's do that, let's do that.
Make that motion again.
Because I would like people to speak to it.
Then I'd like to amend my motion.
Okay.
I would like to amend my motion that we both adjourn for lunch. This is probably terribly unorthodox, but I think everyone will understand, maybe there'll be two motions. And amend the time to turn into the ballots until after anyone who wishes to make a speech has. So that in case Mr. Johnson doesn't want to turn in his ballot until after he hears he hasn't missed the deadline.
We have amended motion.
Well, I guess first I'm moving to amend the prior deadline to turn in ballots until after the candidate speeches, if any, which are going to be heard after lunch.
Second.
Okay. Any objection? I'm not even gonna open for discussion. Okay.
Now it's my motion to adjourn.
All right. And that's got a second. Any objection? That's it.
What time do we return, Madam Chair?
1:15.
1:15.
But you guys will be 20 minutes past that, I'm sure.
Hello.
Jen.